Good evening, America. This is your favorite asshole, Colton Rodriguez here. Forgive me here, I'm messing around with my selfie stick, pretty much, because I lost my camera stand and all that other fun stuff. But anyways, I'm here to talk to you about the, not so much as on constitutional laws or politicians anymore, because believe that stuff gets old after a bit. I'm actually going to talk to you about men's rights here in Oklahoma, because men have less rights than what a woman has in Oklahoma. No offense to any women out there. I'm not a sexist. I'm just stating the facts. The thing is, though, in the state of Oklahoma, women have more rights than men. When it comes to a court of law system, any kind of like domestic, or even if it's just child care, child support, or even getting custody of the child, the woman's gonna most likely get custody of the child, which is wrong because the court systems here believe that a woman is actually more financially stable and emotionally stable to handle the child. Alright, here's the thing I got to say about the court systems, and this is the thing that pisses me off the most, so I'm going to state it loud and clear. Whoever made up the laws is a fucking ass and a fucking idiot. Why would you want to give a woman more rights than a man? I'm just saying, we all bleed the same blood, we all have a brain, we all have a fucking heart and soul and so on and so forth. Except for some women. Some women don't even have a soul because they're soulless bitches and they just want to use a child for money. My thing is that whoever made the laws are fucking stupid. Because of the fact is, because what if you have a father, and he has a stable job, he has a roof over his head, and a steady income, and not to mention he is perfectly sane in every sense of the word. Like, he's not crazy, like, blah, 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 blah. No. A person that is not crazy, and also a person that can be there for that child, be supportive, and able to clothe the child, feed the child, everything. Be there more than just a person, just something to look at. No. Just being there for that child and being overall supportive, both emotionally, physically, and also mentally. And see, the court systems here in Oklahoma don't see it that way. Because they see a woman being more financially stable, emotionally stable, mentally stable, and both. I can't begin to name off all the other things because, like, seriously, it's just a headache for me. But my thing is, though, is that it's not right for a woman to take away a child from a man, because what if the guy is perfectly stable, he's able to support the child more than the woman, and yet she gets custody of the child, and she's making the man pay child support for that child, and he's not even seeing the child? What if he's not even seeing the child? What if she's keeping that child from him? See, that there is wrong. And not to mention, most women in America today are just using children for that extra $200 in their pocket for child support and all that stuff, which is wrong, because, like, seriously, okay, for all you women out there in America, no offense, but, like, seriously, the ones that are wicked and twisted and that only use a child for an extra buck, you need to go to hell. Because, like, seriously, I'm going to state it clear as fucking day. You are a fucking bitch. And you need to have a fucking house land on you and fucking crush you like in the movie Wizard of Oz. Because, like, seriously, it's fucking wrong of you to use a child for a fucking paycheck. Like, seriously. And not only just that, here's another thing I noticed about most women too. They will use, and like I said, I'm not a sexist. I really am not. I'm just stating facts. Most women will use the child both to manipulate and control the father or the family members, which is wrong. It is wrong, because why? It's both emotionally and mentally abusive to the child, and they should be slammed to the fucking wall in fucking court. Why does that not happen? How come we don't see that shit more often? How is it that that shit never gets caught? How is it that that is never represented in a court of law? Why? Because people in the court of law are stupid and they don't want to see it that way. And not to mention, I have an individual in my life right now. She's my ex-fiance, and this person right here, right next to me, can agree with me on this one.
Yep.
Now, this person that I'm with, she treats me right. She spoils me overly, but other than that, I love her to death. And she agrees with me on a lot of this shit that I'm saying. And she knows my ex. And she even says it's wrong of her to be using my child to try to manipulate and control me. It's wrong of her to be doing that because my ex is just trying to use my child against me, trying to hurt me. Okay, it's not hurting me none, but it's definitely hurting the child. And every time I bring that up to my ex, as much as I want to say her name right now, I'm not going to, just for particular reasons. But the reason is because she wants to try to hurt me in every way there is possible. Because about 10 days from now, I got to go to court. 10 days from now, I got to go to court at 1:30 because my ex decided to file a VPO on me because she said I was domestically abusive to her and saying I was abusive to my child, which I would never do. For one, I would never strike my child. Two, I would never strike a woman. One, for the pure fact because my dad raised me better than that. My dad raised me, never raise your hand towards a woman. And I never have. I've never raised my hand against a woman. I have never taken out my frustration on a woman. I have never even done anything. Now, to a child, I would never do. I especially would never take out my frustration on a child. Why? Because children are our future. Children are the future. Why would I want to take out my frustration on a child?
They're innocent.
Exactly. They're innocent.
They can't defend themselves.
They can't defend themselves. They can't do nothing. As a matter of fact, you hurt them, you're taking away their innocence and you're scarring them for life. And not to mention, they remember that shit. And then, every time they look at you, they're scared. They're scarred for life. And anything like an event, if any kind of event happens in their life similar, they remember it. And not to mention, maybe later on down the road, they become that person. That very person that you set for them. That they go for that example you set for them. So, needless to say, I'm just going to state this loud and clear because like a lot of these law systems in Oklahoma is pretty much bull. You got a lot of single dads out there that lost their rights to see a child because the mother just wants to use the child for both financially and just whatever. Because like seriously, most women here in Oklahoma are just using the children for just money, and it's wrong. So to all the men here in Oklahoma, we need to get together at least somewhere and stand up in front of the Capitol and get these laws looked at and revoked. Because, like, seriously, these laws is what's preventing us to standing up for ourselves in a court of law. So why is it that so many of these women get away with all this stuff and we're not allowed to do shit about it? Just tell me, why? If someone can have an answer for me, I would love to hear it in the comments section. But other than that, I'm going to go ahead and cut this video off. And like I said, God bless America and all those Hillary supporters out there. Crybabies. Well, guess what? Still, I'm going to say Donald Trump won, Trump supporter, and all I can say is that just grow up, really. For all you kids out there that just, really, y'all don't know a damn thing about elections. Y'all don't know a thing about presidents. You only read what they write in the history books, but believe me, not all of it is true. Most of the time stuff in history books is just falsified. Because what's the saying? Only the victors write the history books. So there's no telling how much of our history is actually true. A lot of it could be falsified. Hell, the bad guy could have actually been the good guy. Wow. Have you ever thought about that? And who says the Confederates were fighting for slavery? The Confederates were actually fighting for their rights and all that stuff to keep their land and all that stuff because the Union was taxing them without representation. Again, history. And for you people with Black Lives Matter, you say you're a non-racial movement. You are a racial movement because, believe me, I could just say this loud and clear. Y'all say you're not racial. Well, guess what? You're looking a lot like the KKK. And guess what? Every time someone says the KKK, they go, oh, racist. It's not. Because believe me, you're looking just as bad as they are. I'm just saying, except you're a black KKK. You're not a white KKK. You're black. So what can I say? Black Lives Matter, you're racist. And also for the Black Panther movement, y'all are stupid because, believe me, I hope one day y'all get trampled by a truck and I wouldn't even give a shit because the only thing you'll look like is another black stain on the mattress. So what can I say? Other than that, I know you're saying he's an asshole, he's a racist and all that stuff. He shouldn't be making these videos because we're eventually going to find his ass. Well, good luck. That's all I got to say. Good luck. And if you do manage to find me, maybe we'll have a friendly conversation depending on how you come at me. But also, if you come at me in a hostile way, believe me, I guarantee you're not going to like me. I might pull a hammer and smash your fingers and maybe a couple other pieces of you, but other than that. But anyways, good night.